Over 700 people gathered in Denver, Colorado for the 2013 edition of the Jewish National Fund's annual conference. In keeping with the JNF's longtime focus on environmentally sustainable living, many of this year's speakers addressed water use, an issue of great concern to most countries with growing populations, including Israel.
Israel is a very small country, and so the water supplies are also transnational in how they come into Israel. And so I would say the major challenges are, one, the fact that Israel lives in the middle of a transnational hydrological system. And so dealing with all of those issues in the complex conflicts of the Middle East makes it even more difficult.
Former U.S. Interior Secretary Ken Salazar, keynote speaker at this year's Jewish National Fund conference, has spent much of his political career dealing with water. His home state, Colorado, is locked in a constant battle with neighboring states over an ever-dwindling water supply.
Israel is a very arid place. It's very desert-like. Much of Colorado, much of the southwestern United States is very arid-like, and so the water challenges that we face are very similar.
Conference host Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper said he took home useful lessons about water conservation technology from a recent trip to Israel. This as his state is dealing with a series of water-related crises. Colorado is recovering from devastating floods and has just seen two of its worst drought years on record.
Look at some of the technologies around drip irrigation and what Israel has done using the same amount of water, how the land is transformed, and how little water you're wasting when you do that. The water recycling, the reclamation, reuse, using water again and again. It was breathtaking.
Whether it's how Colorado farmers can more efficiently use water, how African villages can ensure a clean water supply, or how Israel can finally solve its chronic water shortage, both speakers and participants at the JNF conference in Denver explored the latest innovations in water use. Conference organizers say that Israelis are turning a challenge into an opportunity by exporting their expertise in water technology to both the developed and the developing worlds. I'm Mary McCarthy for JN1 in Denver.